10 amazing ways that animals are smarter than you may realize. Everyone knows the stories of crows that place rocks into glasses to get access to the water within, but did you know there are many other animals that are more intelligent than you may realize? Scientists have long found the research of animal intelligence to be a challenging task, as comparing animals to humans, or even animals to other animals, means you may miss out on some clever techniques they have used to survive in their surroundings. 10. Chimpanzees with a better memory than humans. The intelligence of chimpanzees is relatively well known, and as such, they are a common target for study by scientists. One way a chimp's memory has been studied is through hiding food under colored boxes in front of them. The chimps then had to point at a box, and if it contained food, they received it. After this, the memory part comes in, and the boxes are hidden for 15 seconds, after which they can make another choice. On average, chimpanzees were able to remember 4 items, with the best remembering up to 7. Now, this does not sound too impressive, but it turns out it is very similar to how humans do on similar tasks. 9. Elephants understand the power of teamwork. The fact elephants are smart is no surprise. Their brain is 3 times larger than humans, which means they have 3 times the number of brain cells too. In fact, elephant intelligence is well studied, with evidence that they can learn by mimicking, compassion, and even caring for other elephants less fortunate than themselves. These are all traits not often seen within the animal kingdom, as many animals look after only themselves. 8. Parrots can do more than speak. Everybody knows that parrots can reproduce human language, but what is less well known is that some are believed to be able to understand what they are saying also. The best example of this is Alex the parrot, an exceedingly smart parrot whose name was an acronym for Avian Language Experiment. Alex was so smart that he was able to correctly answer questions made for human 6-year-olds, and because of this has been called the Einstein of parrots. 7. Dolphins can mimic human actions. That title probably sounds a bit strange. You may be wondering how an animal without arms and legs is able to mimic us, and that simple fact is what makes it impressive. You may have been to a zoo and have seen chimps mimicking you or those around you, but they have the correct limbs to be able to do this. It turns out dolphins can do this too, using their flippers and tail to attempt to mimic what humans are doing. If a human were to float on their back in the water, the dolphin can copy them. If they cross their arms, the dolphin can mimic that also with their flippers. 6. Some birds can plan for the future. The ability to plan for the future is something that sets humans apart from many animals. We are able to effectively choose long-term rewards over short-term rewards, meaning we choose actions that benefit us more in the future than ones that benefit us less now. A certain species of bird, the western scrub jay, is able to do this as well. Scientists tested this by allowing these birds to access and eat food, and then give them a period of time to allow the birds to store some food for the future. The birds could eat first so that their current emotional state, hunger, would not impact their decision to store food. 5. Pigs can use mirrors. Mirror use is often used as an assessment of whether an animal is able to identify itself in a mirror, and surprisingly few animals are actually able to do it. If you have a pet, try placing them in front of a mirror and see how they react. Some may even get angry another animal is in their house. Pigs, on the other hand, are able to use them for slightly more complex tasks. Pigs were left with a mirror in their enclosure for around 5 hours, so they could get used to it and how it works, and after this period a food bowl was placed in a spot that the pig could only see through the mirror. Almost all the pigs tested were able to find the food quickly. 4. Bonobos can learn to communicate. Just like chimps, bonobos are also able to perform activities beyond what would be expected of them. What makes bonobos particularly interesting is the wide variety of skills some of them have been able to learn. One specific bonobo worth mentioning is called Kansi, who was able to learn sign language and symbols to communicate. Even more impressive, Kansi was able to learn some of his sign languages just from watching a video of another intelligent animal, Coco the gorilla. With the symbols, he can communicate with researchers just based on the symbols that he has learned. 3. Cows are natural learners. It may come as a surprise to see a second farm animal on this list, especially cows, an animal not known for its intelligence. When you see cows in fields, it looks as if they are just mindlessly wandering around and eating grass, and for the most part that is what they are doing. But what may come as a surprise is that cows have social circles, and avoid cows that have not treated them nicely, and become friends with ones that have. An interesting finding, as it shows cows may actually understand more about social circles than some humans. 2. Octopus mimicry. Octopuses are a bit different to all other creatures on this list, mainly due to them not being mammals, but invertebrates, but do not let that affect your view on them. In fact, octopuses are by far the world's smartest invertebrates, using their strangely shaped body to solve problems in unique ways. For example, an octopus can grip onto a jar and use its extremely flexible arms to open it so that it can eat the contents. This may not seem like it requires much intelligence, but an important point to remember is that jars are designed to be opened by hands with thumbs, something octopuses lack. 1. Rat mazes. Everyone knows about rats and mazes, the classic experiment where you put some cheese at one end and the rat at the other and see if they can solve this. But did you know this shows quite a high level of intelligence? To do this, rats must process a large number of sensory cues and analyze their surroundings to make their way out of